I may have missed the story beat. I think I always did this first. But yeah, let's check out Kaiden. Check in on Kaiden. You can't find Kaiden anywhere in the shop. Instead, you run into Elizabeth near the storage room, looking troubled.
Welcome back.
Ah, Metis, there you are. Do you have a moment? I just forced our newest guest back into bed so he could rest properly. He was exhausted even if he had it well. I can imagine, like, probably just hearing Goldner talk is enough to drain the spirit out of you and be physically painful. It's clear his state, Goldner's mansion was far from pleasant, and his run-in with Ronan wasn't much better. I don't know, like, yes, Ronan is a demon right now, but on the other hand, Goldner. I have the recipe ready for a potion that might help him recover faster. Can you be a dear and go make it for me and give it to him? Yeah, the taste will scare him off. Jesus, what does healing potion taste like? That Goldner. I would probably get pissed, but we're going to do a good thing here. That's in the past. We're doing it. We're doing it. Of course.
I'll do it.
Of course, I'll do it right away.
Thank you, dear.
I've written down the recipe here. Yes, so we're making a healing potion. A great potion for healing bruises and burns. Tastes like feet, though. How do you find that out? Like, how would you exactly know what feet tastes like? Whoever wrote this may have had some weird hobbies. Next. And there we go.
How did it go?
Continue. You make a potion for Kaiden. You enter the storage room that has been hastily rearranged into an extra guest room. And notice how, this is again more of that attention to detail that I keep talking about. Now we're all in shadow, signifying it's dark, even though we can clearly see the background. Just little touches like that. Like, it's not really needed, but it's just nice that it's there. There are no windows and walls. There are no windows, and the walls are lined up with shelves. No windows and no walls. Oh, goodness. What was I reading? It's so easy to make out the glowing lines of Kaiden's arm in the dark. Yeah, and that's a cool detail. No, right there. You can see the glow of the markings. I love that. The cot that he's sleeping in is a far cry from a proper bed. But by the look of it, he's snoring away quietly. It's miles better than whatever conditions Golden was keeping him in. I can imagine. Like, this is just this is better just because Goldner is in it, and that's not even the only reason. I'll do what I do when I make my mom tea on the weekends. I try not to wake her up. You sneak quietly into the room and move to put the potion by a shelf near his head, when a hand suddenly shoots out and grabs yours. What the? Who are... Kaiden sits up disoriented, his iron grip up on your wrist not loosening. Are you okay? You ignore the sting in your wrist and you lean in closer to observe him.
Are you okay?
Hey, are you okay there? You shouldn't get up so quickly. You'll just hurt yourself. Your gentle tone seems to calm the disoriented patient some, and you sigh in relief when he loosens his grip on your wrist. Like, yeah, number one way to tell you're not it's in Goldner's place. Someone's actually being nice to you. My apologies. I didn't see you come in while you were sleeping, so it would have been kind of amazing if you did. I'm just still not used to you people being so dark. Yeah, remember, he's not an oddity. He's not some mutated person or someone changed through some sort of magic, like what's his name in Slayer? Zelgadis, I believe his name was? Yeah, that guy. The half golem guy. The chimera guy, I mean. And yeah, he's not made using any sort of experimentation. This is just what his people look like. And that's a cool detail, I think. Because he's grown up in such a different environment that everything here is so new. I guess we look weird to you. I'm not gonna joke, that would be kind of mean even if lighthearted.
Huh?
Huh? I guess that makes sense. We probably look pretty outlandish to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Are you offended? This is all so confusing. How do you properly communicate like this? Usually with more light. We suck at it too. That is true. Like how bad that thing's gotten because of things like miscommunication. Usually with more light. You know what? I'm actually going to joke. It's actually kind of topical since, yeah, we've been dealing with load shedding, and most of our time slot have actually been at night.
You see...
We don't usually have full conversations in the dark like this, which helps.
Huh?
That actually makes a lot of sense. We're not gonna give him the potion yet. Questions! We need the lore! So how are you doing, Kaiden? You look a bit... rough. I'll be fine. You don't have to worry. I refuse to slow down our mission. Slow down?
About that...
You gotta slow down a bit there. You'll make the rest of us look lazy.
What?
What I was going for was slow down. You're not exactly in any condition to do anything right now. I suppose I should lay off the jokes until you've recovered. Your markings? Yep, world building time.
Tell me about...
I've never met an Outlander before. These markings of yours, just what are they? The markings are veins of magic that run through my body. That is so cool. I kind of wish that sort of thing happened with us. Think about it. You can be your own nightlight. My people are born with them. They are natural to me as your face is to you. Yeah, so like a bit of a zebra situation. Like his markings are unique to him, even though all of his people have it. Magic?
Really?
Wait, they're magic? Does that mean you're a mage?
Well,
I've never studied the art of magic, but all Outlanders are capable of using it to some extent. I want in. Like the ritual well, no reason to dwell on that. Communication?
What do you mean?
You mentioned that I was difficult to understand because I don't have markings. How does that work exactly? Do you talk with your markings?
how does this...
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to explain. The magic in our skin reacts to bursts of emotion. Some might be able to stifle the reaction, but to most, it's an automatic response beyond our control. Yeah, so this is kind of like a chameleon situation. These visible cues, therefore, give a clear indication of the Outlander's state of mind. We use them to read each other, especially in the dark, where body language is not available. Yeah, and remember, these guys live in perpetual darkness, so this is this is probably like one of the few ways they do read expressions. Okay, change subject. Give him potion.
So...
I brought you a potion to help you recover faster. You hand over the potion to Kaiden and observe the thick liquid curiously. And he observes the thick liquid curiously. God damn! I'm ruining context. You're an alchemist? How curious. I've never seen alchemy used in practice before. Warning, it tastes real bad. Elizabeth knows what she's doing.
See.
Elizabeth is the mastermind behind this particular recipe. It is very effective, but the taste may leave something to be desired. Like certain rations in FGO. You know what I'm talking about? People who played that. Kaiden pours it in his uncorking of the bottle.
How curious.
I see. From what I've seen of the Master Alchemist, she appears to be a formidable woman. To get such high praise from her pupil, she must be a great teacher as well. Well, once you've seen her angry... I'll take this later, then. Oh no, you need to take your medicine, dude. Thank you for the potion and for talking to me. Between you and Elizabeth's watchful eyes, I'm sure I'll be back in good spirits before we make our attempt at getting the artifact back. Just don't make us chain you to the bed. Romance. And yes, I did romance Kaiden and in my previous playthrough. Anytime. Let's be a little flirtatious. You step closer to the Outlander and give him a cheeky smile. Anytime, Kaiden, and I mean quite literally. You wink and the Outlander seems to be taken aback. His marking is turning a bit warmer. I believe this happens with every romantic reaction, and with Kaiden. I love that it's in response to a flirt. But yeah, this is what Kaiden looks like blushing. It's cute. Well... You laugh him also of leaving him to rest.
So, you really are a hunter, huh?
Former hunter. But yes. What about it?
What was it like? Did you save a lot of people? What is the biggest demon you've ever fought?
You are oddly excited about this.
Why wouldn't I be? Hunters are the keepers of balance in this world. The sword that shields us from untamed magic and demons.
You shouldn't put such faith in fairy tales, Anne.
Hey, wait! What did she mean by that?
That's an interesting insight. Yeah, so Victoria has a fan. She's not having it one bit. I believe that story beat is right before we go for Goldeners. So we're going to Anne. Oh, we can look for Quinn too. Let's go to Quinn and then go to Anne. Quinn's flower shop is warm and pleasant. The scent of fresh flowers indicates that a new shipment might have arrived. And that means more ingredients for us, which means more alchemy puzzles. You are, however, not the only one in the shop. You recognize the guard from yesterday, talking with Quinn and at the counter. Yeah, so I'm assuming because we didn't we used a normal sleep draft instead of an eternal sleep. This is happening, and I actually quite like the scene, to be honest. Just watch.
Here you go. These flowers will be sure to make your fiancé smile.
Aw, he has a fiancé!
I'm glad.
I know they will. It's been a while since I brought her any, after all. Thank you, honestly. Listen, I'm not good at this, but I realized last night that I let some baseless rumors get to me, and I want to apologize. I wonder if our sleeping drought helped with that a little. Like, obviously, beating Roman helped, because it lessened the demon's influence on him. But I wonder if, that sleeping calmed down whatever feelings he was having at the time, and allowed him to think clearly when he woke up. I don't think it's particularly answered, but I kind of like that it's not in that sense. And it's you get the basics of it. He's reflected on what he's reflected on his behavior, and he's sorry for it, like actually sorry. But oh dear, there's no need for that.
You see.
But there is, though. I might not have said it to your face, but I've thought some pretty horrible things, and I don't know what came over me. There's no excuse. I'm sorry. And see, this is a nice thing right here. Now, Yes, I've been harping on bigotry for a long time, but here's the thing. Some bigots are not bigots because they're because they just like hate someone for being who they are. Sometimes it's just like they've heard things and they believe it, and that leads to bigoted views. And even if you have been raised with those beliefs, if you're open-minded enough, you can learn the different you can learn different things. You can learn and become better. You can change your mind and become an overall better person, and I think that's a good quality. That's a good sign right there. So yeah, and we know for a fact that Quinn has been nothing but nice to this guy. Like, there's no way they've ever. We know for a fact. We know from experience that Quinn is a very kind and patient person, and I like that. So he's actually taken that to heart. And he's like, hey, it's all actually so different than what we've been led to believe. So because of that, I've been, but because I chose to believe that, I've been very much a jerk. So I'm going to rectify that. I'm going to apologize, even though I haven't really done anything, and I'm going to improve my standing with this person. And who knows? Maybe this will lead to a beautiful friendship, and then maybe even be a start to a better society.
Thank you.
I thank you. I accept your apology.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be off. Time to present these to Louise. Have a nice day. The man walks past you, giving you a pleasant smile before he leaves. Ah, we did a good thing. It didn't look like he recognized you at all.
About that.
It's probably because we defeated Ronan yesterday. By weakening the host demon, he probably lost his influence over that guy, and he returned to normal, just like those people during the fire. Yeah, but which is very much it's the case. Which is very much likely the case is like I've said, but I'd like to believe that because he got some sleep, he was able, and without that extra influence driving him, he was able to like calm down, think rationally, and because of that he had a clearer understanding of things and became a better person because of it. Go team! I'm glad.
That's great.
That's great. Maybe that means there's hope for Ronan yet? I wouldn't go that far just yet. There's quite the difference between being in a frenzy and actually being possessed. Yeah, that is a bit different, isn't it? Like, we don't even know the rules of possession in this world. Like, for all we know, there's no separating the two anymore, right? Like, we don't know if there's a time limit or whatever, but we know it's definitely hard. We know it's definitely harder. I mean, I know the answer to this, but I'm not telling. I'm going to leave things I'm not going to spoil anything. This game's too good. We're exploring this together. And I want you to discover the things I've discovered as I've discovered them. I do agree it's good news, though. We did something good.
Welcome back.
Metis, welcome. How's your mission going? That man who bore flowers.
About that.
So that man who just left.
Ah, yes. Quite sweet, wasn't he? I haven't had anyone come and apologize to my face like that before. Oh, how refreshing. Maybe there's hope for me in this village yet.
Most certainly. The personally, I think Quinn would be fine anywhere, but I think she really likes this place, and I think the nearby forest is like one of the reasons. She is a nature mage, after all. You let him off too easy. You're very kind, Quinn. You're so kind, Quinn. I'm glad to see it worked out.
Thank you.
Ah, thank you, sweetheart. I'm quite happy with how it turned out as well. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was kind of hurt. He'd been one of my most loyal customers, after all. But if he's made an effort to better himself, and even came here to offer his apologies, well, then I want to support that. Yeah, that's a good mentality to have. Go you, Quinn. The world has enough hate in it already, and I've always found it exhausting to hold a grudge. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it actually takes so much energy, and it's so pointless. Yeah, I agree. Hate is exhausting. Like, real talk, I do tend to hold grudges a bit. But what I normally do is, like, mull it over in my head, and thinking around in circles around it enough times, and I just, like, calm down. And eventually, I'm... Unless I feel it's something I need to engage in, and my thought is, it's just not worth it. It'll only be bad for my own mental health, especially if they're not willing to listen. So yeah, I agree. Hate is exhausting.
I'm glad.
I agree. I wouldn't want to go around carrying that kind of grudge myself. Forgiveness is almost like a magic in its own right. It isn't much, but it is a thing that only you can control, and in that sense, it has power. I'm glad this turned out well. How's your testing going?
Tell me about...
Did you learn anything from the samples I brought? Ah, yes, I should have known you would ask about that. The answer is both yes and no. What? I'm confident after communing with the soil that it was no fire. Yeah, that definitely seems to be the case on our end. There were no, like, scorch marks or anything. The branches told me no disease had killed them either. So that's interesting. What could have happened? It is quite strange. As if the very life was drawn out, as if the very life of them was drawn out in an instant. Bleh. They felt no pain, no fear. One moment they were living, and the next they were not. Like, just hearing that is terrifying, but it's if you look at it from their perspective of like, if you don't feel any pain or suffering, it's not a bad way to go. We must get to the bottom of this. We have to find out what happened. I'm sure it's connected to the demons and everything else going on.
So that's how it is.
It does seem to be connected. Such powerful magic doesn't just show up out of nowhere uninvited, after all. It is definitely not anything that would ever be proven, that would ever be approved at the Academy. But that is all I can say for now. I hope it proves helpful. Time to leave.
I'll be off then.
That's all I need for now. I'll see you later, Quinn.
Take care.
You're always welcome, Metis. Take care.
So, how is freedom treating you, my friend?
Better than the chains, for sure. But it's still rather stifling.
Getting tired of hiding in the shadows, are we?
It can't be helped. If I act carelessly and am discovered again.
Discovered being the key word here. You know, I do happen to have quite a bit of experience with hiding in plain sight.
I believe it's a little easier for you to blend in.
Have you seen my clothes? I think I can work around a bit of glowing skin.
Victoria is not going to approve.
I again will refer back to the word discovered. But of course, if you are not curious about how the town looks from outside this little shop.
Okay. Let's go.
Are you going to try to get in the cross dress? Did you do that with another team? Like, you obviously got to do makeup. I mean, and he does stick out like a sore thumb otherwise.